Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a Biktrix mechanic, and today we are assembling a Juggernaut Classic. To start, you will need a few tools. A pair of side cutters, a 10mm wrench, and a 4 and 5mm hex or Allen key. Included with the bike, there is a multi-tool with Allen keys on it, so you can use that if you want to. Now we can cut the box open. In the box, you will find the tool kit, where there is your pedals, some tools, and your charger. Next, you have to cut the zip ties that hold the front wheel on. And we can take the bike out of the box. The next step is to remove the packaging. So we can put the handlebars on using the 4mm and 5mm hex keys. We can start by taking the 5mm and loosening the bolts on the stem. And you can turn the stem around. Now we can remove the faceplate from the stem using the 4mm hex key. And you can bring the handlebars up and put them in place. You can tilt the handlebars to the angle you want and tighten the stem bolts down fully. When tightening the bolts on the faceplate, use a star pattern to make sure equal force is applied on each corner. At this point, we can make sure the handlebars are in line with the fork and tighten it with the 5mm hex key. The next step is to put the front wheel on. On the wheel, there will be these protective caps. We can remove those. And on the fork, you can take out the spacer and slide the front wheel in while being careful to not scratch the brake pads. Then you can grab the quick release. Make sure the small part of the spring is facing inwards and there's one spring on each side of the fork. Unscrew one end and insert it with the handle on the brake disc side. Then you can put the cap back on and you can tighten the quick release so you meet resistance halfway through. Next, we can install the pedals. For this step, you can use the 15mm wrench included in the toolkit with the bike. And also note, there are right and left pedals as indicated by the markings on each pedal, as the left pedal is reverse threaded. Now, we recommend that you add a little bit of grease to the threads, and then you can thread it in to the crank arm. Now we can do the same to the left. Lastly, we can install the front fender and headlight. To do so, you'll need the 4mm and 5mm hex keys, as well as a 10mm wrench. Also, in the toolkit, there are 3 bolts to help you mount the fender. The long one goes at the top of the fork, and the small ones go at the bottom. Now you can grab the front fender and rest it on the wheel. Then you can thread the long bolt through the headlight, and you can push the bolt through the fork and put the fender on the back. Next, you can put on the washer, followed by the nut. You can tighten this loosely, and we'll tighten it more later. And you can take the small bolts and put them on the bottom of the fork. And you can do the same to the other side. Then you can take the 5mm and 10mm wrench and tighten the top bolt. And use the 4mm to tighten these 2 bottom bolts. At this point, your bike is fully assembled and ready to ride. If you have any questions, visit our support page on our website and enjoy your new e-bike.